I'm Trinity.
0, 1.
To have the respect and affection of other people is one of the most important things in life. Yet we don't think about it much, except when we're outside of the group, wanting to belong. Wow, man, freak out! But you can't do this. You know how much I sacrificed? I was sitting wishing I was dead.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday we was on the floor in my closet, and now we're gonna be on the floor over here. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see. I can't see with my glasses. Oh, they're right there. We are lifted, we are gifted y protegidos siempre. We are lifted, we are gifted y protegidos siempre. We are lifted, we are gifted y protegidos siempre. Si se puede, si se puede. May God bless you, may God bless me, may God bless we. And we shall have an excellent shadow work session tonight. Happy Thursday. Today is day 4 of Shadow Week. This is the dress. If you don't know, I've been wearing a dress every day this week for the series. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna put my slippers on. A little bit from the notebook and then a little bit from these downloads I got. Maybe it says March 5th. Yeah, March 5th. And I believe I got these downloads when I was fasting. I was on a fasting period, so these are very potent. Should I have sounds? Like, should I put some sounds on? Some healing sounds. I feel like I should. Some sounds that's light us an incense. And we're gonna get started. I also don't want to be this far away from you guys. I don't know why I'm this far away from you guys. I actually do not like that. I do not prefer that. So let me just get closer so we can get started. Find the right sounds for our shadow work journey right now, because we're doing a lot of inner work tonight. To be honest, I'm not gonna hold you. It's a little, I don't know. We'll see. Let's do Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael music play in the background. We've already prayed, so let's get into it. Let me also breathe. Damn. Okay, let me go get a water real quick. All right, so Buki. All right, what we're gonna start off with? We're gonna start with a simple one. This first, child, she's distracting me. This first download says, chill. This first download says, how can your pockets be full but heart be on empty? Hold on for a minute, because she was doing too much. Sorry, I had to get my dog out of here. She was doing too much. It says, how can your pockets be full but heart be on empty? And I genuinely believe that that download was out of the collective, because there's this big thing with monetary gain and consumerism and materialism that runs through human beings, obviously, because we live on Earth. We live in an Earth where it's heavily dependent on material things to thrive or to be successful in this life. You need money to get housing. You need money to get food. You need money to take care of yourself, essentially. So because that's the forefront, because that's how this matrix is set up, that might automatically be just something that is always on a human's mind every day, and it can cloud all the other reasons why we come down here. What's the Maslow hierarchy of needs? I believe that's on there. Money, or just not money, but the ability to have stability in some way, shape, or form. The housing, the food. You know what I'm saying? And always understandable that we need money to live. We need money to survive here on Earth, because that's just, the currency that we're dealing with. You cannot make it everything. The download says, how can your pockets be full but your heart be on empty?
I've seen homeless people be the happiest. I've seen a homeless person be the happiest person I've ever seen. And then I've seen people with money be the miserable, most disgusting representation of a human being ever.
So at the end of the day, like, where is your heart right now? Where is it resting? How often do you check in with your heart? How is your heart feeling right now? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it ready to be felt? Like, where is everyone's heart at this time? Is your heart open for new experiences? Is your heart open to an awakening that it hasn't experienced before? Is your heart open to love that might shake up versions of yourself that need to be shut off? Is your heart open to even the darkness that you're supposed to take in because it is your darkness? It may not mesh well with everyone, but there are experiences you're going to have in life that are worth experiencing and that money cannot buy. So I'm going to read this down one more time. How can your pockets be full but your heart be on empty? Talking familial love, friendship love, love of God, love of my spirit team, love of nature. I'm welcoming all types of love, and I just feel like we put so much emphasis on romantic love. I just made that example, but we put so much emphasis on romantic love that we forget the love is universal. So we are learning to elevate through the love language of many experiences, and this is shit money cannot buy. All right, I'm check that off and go to the next download. All right, next download. This section of the paper, these downloads came from March 5th, 2025 at 10 a.m. And this is when I was heavily fasting. The quote Spirit would like me to read is, mercy is earned. And I genuinely believe mercy is earned, and I will tell you why I genuinely believe this. But for example, this game that I used to play as a kid, and not everybody used to play it, but it's called Mercy. And two people would put their hands together like this, each hand, and they would bend their fingers, and whoever like gave in would have to say mercy. And basically the person who like was probably stronger would win every time, and in order for to get them to stop, you'd have to say mercy. So some people would get their fingers bent the fuck up and then fight back, and that's besides the point. Do you see where there's a push and pull and tug, and they're trying to earn their way back so the other person will have to say mercy? To say mercy is a surrendering thing. It's a I'm waving the white flag. But not everybody deserves that much grace. It just depends on what you did and what you did for your redemption. I believe there are certain things that are just, in my opinion, unforgivable. May God maybe forgive you for these things? Maybe. But as a collective, as a congregation, as the people, there are certain things that I'm not getting down. I'm not getting down. Like, I had a conversation with somebody, and he didn't like the fact that I am a little rougher on predators in the artist community. He's like, well, these people need healing too, and I agree, they do need healing, but the least they can get is social isolation. I don't believe predators of any kind in the artist community deserve social recognition or social favor. I believe they should be shunned. That's the least of, and am I wrong? Is that not the least of punishment they can get? And I was baffled, because it was like, oh, we'll agree to disagree. No, we need to make spaces for them to heal. Yes, if you want to do that, then cool, that's fine. We need people like that who are willing to work with these people like that and get to that healing. But we're not going to be doing that type of stuff or have these people in our spaces where we have kids, where we have women, men, you know what I'm saying? Because there are predators that are after men as well. So it's just like, I genuinely don't believe that people that let their darkness get to hold them that much, they should be in these artist communities where they're hosting events or at events, and they're pivotal people in the communities and in these spiritual events. Like, fuck that shit. Wholeheartedly, like, with all respect, I believe that they deserve healing as well. But they're going to have to go on a whole different road, and they don't deserve to be around. Not my collective, anyway. That shit, look, you lucky that, I don't know if stoning is legal anymore. You lucky that shit is not legal. Let me get out of this. Let me get out the mercies earned download, because Spirit knows how I am. I don't want to get shit too rough. But y'all get what I'm saying. It's just certain things are just kind of like a little wild, and yeah, I don't know why I went down that road. Let me see. This can literally hear. Ooh. This download says, stay out of other people's mailbox. Fuck, but this could also mean metaphorically stay out of people's business, or stay out of people's incoming messages from God, or stay out of people's way. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are other people who are trying to intercede or intercept what you got going on. Or they believe that they can intercept that shit. For example, people think that they can do all these destiny swapping rituals, or, you know, look so far into somebody's life and try to have spells to, like, swap destinies and all that shit like that. I'm not saying I don't believe in that shit, but what's for you is what's for you. And as long as you're doing what you need to do in this life, and you're taking care of what you need to take care of, and you're communing with your ancestors, and you believe, and you're moving in God's plan for you, I don't think anything for you can be taken away if you're on the right path. So people who are sniffing around in your shit and trying to intercept what God has for you, they're going to look dumb every time. And it's like, the reason why these people are doing this is because they're not doing their own work. They're not doing shit like this. They're not doing shadow work. They don't do the work for themselves. They don't talk to themselves. They're not looking at themselves as a whole human being, a whole human. If they have to feel like they need to intercept someone else's life to feel whole here. You can't be a whole human. You can't be a self-actualized human and spiritual being if you feel like you need to destiny swap with somebody. You have to have some demons in you that you need to purge out, or you could be just an energy vampire. You probably just came here just to be that, and that's so unfortunate. If in this lifetime you're just an energy vampire. And honestly, you know, in the beginning of our spiritual journeys, we always learn about the NPCs and how they're this and that. I'm like, bro, I hate when people was calling a lot of people NPCs during COVID. It was kind of a little insensitive, like, bitch, damn, like, you ain't gotta call everybody, like, but I'd honestly rather deal with an NPC than an energy vampire. Like, am I wrong? Am I crazy for wanting to deal with that? Because at least an NPC is just a person who's not that tapped into the spiritual. They're not trying to be evil. They're just tapped into what's regular, and that's it. But an energy vampire, there's a plethora of things that they can be. They can be a regular energy vampire where they're just sucking the life out of people and draining people and trying to extract the DNA or information that we have collected through lifetimes. There's psychic energy vampires, psychic vampires who have gifts, right? But they use them for evil. And there is no shadow work being done. They're just a shadow. They don't even tap into their light, or their light is fraudulent or fake to put up a facade so it keeps them hidden from the public as an evil person, as an evil doer. You know what I'm saying? Like, these entities, these people, I need to make this very, very clear that you're not going to get rid of them. Like, on Earth. Like, yes, we're going through these spiritual warfare and spiritual battles and everything, but this happens every day, and this is going to happen for the rest of our lives being here. So the best thing I can tell you guys is to continue to work on yourself so you can attract less people like this. And then also put up your spiritual boundaries, your regular boundaries, and keep yourself safe from people like this. Because at the end of the day, everything is here for a purpose. Everything is here for your higher and lowest good. So good or bad, it's going to trigger or influence you to elevate or go a little bit below the belt. Elevate or go a little bit below the belt. That's every day. We're ascending every day, but we're not ascending on a straight line in the graph. It's like this. You know what I'm saying? Because healing isn't linear either. We could do like say we heal. I feel like an elemental for real, so I'd rather help an NPC grow than exactly, yes, you'd rather help an NPC grow than an energy vampire, because I feel like an NPC that's literally only a person that just decided not to be unplugged, like in the Matrix, where they finally got their things unplugged and they were open. But I'd rather be around them than an energy vampire, because they know what the fuck they're doing. They're conscious of the evil shit they're doing, and they're doing it on purpose, and they genuinely believe that what they're doing isn't wrong. And that they have every right to do that, to do so. And like, I always tell people, I'm dark. I'm not evil. I can handle dark shit. I can't, with the evil stuff, it makes me sad. It makes me, like, I can't. Cause for people who know, you'll know the difference between evil and dark. You know it, and you feel it, and you've witnessed it. And some people have experienced the difference. And I'm praying for everybody who's witnessed and experienced some things that they have to bury deep into their psyche because that shit really fucked them up as a kid or growing up in your adolescence. And I'm praying for you guys, because the fact that we have to grow up around this stuff for our highest or lowest good, whatever the reason might be, it's still sickening to be around these types of energies. Even as, like, I can't imagine kids today going through certain things, especially on the internet, because now we have the internet and it's here, and kids are accessing it way more easier. Like, yes, I had a Facebook. I snuck in and made Facebook when I was younger. I was online a little bit, but the online then is not the online now. The online now was like even more advanced. Now we have fucking AI. It's just, oh my gosh. We have energy vampiric AI now. Okay, I'm tapping out of that shit. I'm gonna have to make a whole separate video on that. Yeah. I don't know how we got all of that from the downloads that says stay out of other people's mailbox. But I'm just gonna tap out of that because that's too much right now. I'm gonna have to do a whole separate video. Any woman here? The next download says, a proposal don't mean shit. I have witnessed, I've seen these marriages, quote unquote, that have, or these unions that have come together. And I'm not talking about sacred unions that people are having. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about not even unions, these marriages, these business contracts that people are getting into, basically, that they don't know it's a business contract. And they're put on this pedestal in the community, they're put on this pedestal online for being the best couples, or the couples we should look up to, yet they're cheating on each other, or one person cheating on another, or they're an abused housewife, or they're a trophy wife, or their husband is being abused, or, you know what I'm saying, like, there's so many things that goes on in closed doors with these marriages. Like, I don't envy married people, because you just never know what's going on. I feel like a big reason why I don't envy married people is because, whether I have a soul partner here or not, I just don't think it would be worth losing my soul over to have a marriage. So there are some women and men who like, man, if I don't, I'm gonna just get married. I need to get married by a certain time, and that's cool and all, but like, why are we rushing something that I feel like should just happen, like, with God and you and just your timing? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't find their love of their life till they're 50. Some people find it in high school. Some people find it in their 30s. Like, you just don't know when it's gonna happen. And the best advice I can give the collective is to keep doing work like this. Keep going inward. Keep loving on yourself. And love is not just, you know, the outer physical, buy yourself things. No. Love is treating yourself with respect. Love is being kind to yourself. Love is recognizing your faults and being okay with them and just working with what you have. Love is pouring into your gifts, pouring into your passions, pouring into your life, speaking life into yourself. That is love. And I want the collective to continuously do that and do the work that they need to do, whether that means going to therapy. If you don't go to therapy, speaking to God more with therapy, like questions and everything, journaling, whatever you do for your mental health, pouring into your mental health, continuously taking care of yourself is love. And the more we do this every day, the less and less we get out of this. We start to get out of this desperate energy. I don't want my collective to be in this desperate energy of needing the love of another human being. Because at the end of the day, you come here alone, you die alone. And at the end of the day, there's so many other versions of love other than this romantic love that we idolize. We should not be idolizing anything here, especially romantic love, because it's just like, if you have a best friend, that's love right there. You got a friend group, you got multiple loves. You got a parent or two or five, whatever, that's another love. If you don't have that, you got something, you got a pet, that's love. Like, find the love. Find the universe. Just find love. Stop putting a title on love. Stop putting this love. No. Just find the love. And if you don't find the love, feel the love that you already know you can give yourself, but you're too afraid to give yourself because you're waiting for somebody else to give it to you because you don't feel like giving it to yourself. Okay? Remember, a proposal don't mean shit if it isn't backed up with God. If it isn't backed up with true authenticity, if it isn't backed up with that person really wanting to be with you and do this life shit with you for the rest of their lives. You're laughing at you. I'm saying you try and go to your destination, whatever, and you happen to see a group of teenagers. And as an adult, this shouldn't affect you, right? But like, come on now. And then you start to look at what you're wearing. You start to be subconscious because you're like, oh my gosh. And then like you walk past them and they're laughing. And obviously you don't know if they're laughing at you. You don't know if they're laughing at something funny. But teenagers have this ruthless, rebellious energy that can really shake up a room. And I didn't realize how much teenagers had that until I was not a teenager anymore. Because obviously when you're a teenager, you're not worried about that shit. But now I understand adults why sometimes they react to teenagers a certain way, because the energy of a teenager sometimes can be a little intimidating. I've done the shadow work to like get over that, but I've just noticed that like give no fucks. 0 fucks was given with this new generation. I don't know what they put in the food, the whatever, but these new teenagers, these new kids, I genuinely am curious as to what they'll grow up to be, because like Generation Z, we're still trying to figure this shit out. We're still trying to figure out how we're evolving and morphing, whatever, from the traumas of baby boomers and millennials. And a little bit, and especially these COVID babies, watching them grow up is going to be an insane experience. They're going to be growing up with AI. They're going to be growing up with extensive amounts of technology. They're going to be growing up with so much information at their fingertips that this earth realm is going to be a dangerous realm. I foresee a lot of kids, and when everybody like, oh, kids take over, that's the thing. No, I really genuinely foresee a lot of kids genuinely starting to take over. Because if you haven't seen it in the news or haven't seen it in certain posts, like there are kids graduating earlier and earlier from school, kids inventing more and more things because of the technology, or because they're capable of, or they're able to tap into those things. I just foresee a lot of younger and younger leaders as time goes on. And not to scare off people who are my age, 24 and older, but I'm not saying we have competition, but we definitely have to keep up, because child, these youngsters are not playing, bro. They're coming full force. Don't get me started on these COVID babies. And if you're planning on having kids, or if you already have kids, you better keep up with them, because they can and will outsmart you. And of course you want them to be smarter than you to a certain extent, but you also don't want to be so far behind that you don't know what the hell's going on. Like, you don't want to have like that relationship of like, there were some Generation Z that had baby boomer parents because they had them late. That relationship dynamic was always interesting, because that baby boomer parent knew nothing about what the Generation Z was doing. Like they barely knew how to work a phone. If I decide to have kids, I cannot be that far removed from what the fuck is going on in the world. Yes, like I'm a continuously spiritual, continue my spiritual elevation, but I also have to be with the current times if I ever decide to have kids, because you cannot be that far removed from the world while you have kids. You're raising them in the fucking world. Because we got into so much bullshit as Generation Z, because we used to get away with so much shit because of our parents not being educated on technology and the times. We can't afford to do that. If you're gonna have kids, if you have kids now, keep yourself up to date about what's going on in the world and the technology, because your kids will outsmart you. Generation Z already did it to their parents. What makes you think they're not gonna do it to us? Come on now. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna get off here because today was just a little bit too much for me. And honestly, when I watch this back, I'm like, what the fuck? I love you guys. Hopefully my connection wasn't too bad. And I know you look sexy today. Yeah, I'm just kidding, but I love you guys. Bye.